Hello everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Tableau Tuesday. If you're new here, my name is Nakya. I've been a data analyst for a little over 5 years and we cover data analytics on this channel. If this is the first video that you've clicked on, I would recommend that you go back and watch the other videos within Tableau Tuesday, as this video is a part of a series. There are 4 other episodes in which we've covered how to create a text table, a pie chart, donut charts. We've also done some analysis and looked at popular join days as well as by month. And also in the last episode, I covered an introduction to using groups in Tableau. So if those are some things that you're interested in learning about, I do recommend that you go back and look at those videos. I will leave the playlist linked above as well as in my description box. All right, so in today's video, we are going to go into looking at the revenue annually, and then I'm going to show you guys how you can create use a data visualization within a tooltip, and then we'll also briefly go over using maps for a data visualization. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video. All right, so jumping in, what we're going to work on doing is creating a visualization that shows us our annual revenue by our subscriber type. So we have 3 different subscription types, if you remember. Let's go to that. So we have the standard, basic, and premium plans that we offer. They are at different price points. And if you remember in our Netflix data user base, or our Netflix user base data set, you see the monthly revenue here. You have like the basic plan, but some people's basic plan, they're not the same price point for all of the plans, if I'm not mistaken. Like we had some, can I filter this? Let's see. I thought they were at different price points. So let's see. Yeah, so you have some basic plans that are $10, some that are $13, $12, $10, $11. So they're on different price ranges there, and they're only monthly. So what I want to do is kind of give like what the annual revenue would be by the subscriber type. So this is estimating that, or this is saying that they will stay with us for a year. What would our revenue be for that? So we have to do some calculations in order to get there, since we only have the monthly data. So within Tableau, we can actually create what's called a calculated field. So let's go to our sheet here, and I'm going to name this, well, I already created one, annual revenue. You can't have sheets with the same name, so I'm going to name this yearly revenue. Oops, if I can spell yearly, and that should change my title. So we have yearly revenue here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a calculated field. Now within Tableau, there are a couple of different ways that you can go about creating a calculated field. You can go to analysis, and so you can go to analysis and you have the option to create calculated field. Here in this little drop down triangle option on the data pane, you can go there and create calculated field. You can also go to, like if you're going to be basing your calculation on an existing metric, you can go there and click the triangle and click on create, and then go to calculated field, and it will populate the metric in there for you. So what I'm going to do is name my calculated field. So I'm going to put in dot yearly, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sum my monthly revenue, and then I'm going to multiply it by 12, because I want to get a yearly or annual revenue amount. I want to take the sum of what the revenue is now, and we know it's summed by 1 month, and then I want to multiply that by 12 in order to get what the annual revenue would be. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to click apply, okay, and then I'm going to drag the annual or the yearly revenue onto my rows. And then I'm going to get my subscription type, and I'm going to drag that to the columns. So this is telling me my annual revenue by subscription type. Now what we can do is we can format. I'm going to format the pane and format my numbers to show currency. And I'm just going to have it show the units in thousands. Okay. And so we have it rounded up in thousands. And if you want that to display like a data label, what you can do, I'm on a Mac, so keep that in mind. I'm going to hit Command and I'm going to click on this and I'm going to drag it over to labels so that I have a data label to let me know what the subscription type is. That tells me the annual revenue by subscription type. So we can see based on this, and I'm going to sort it highest to lowest. We can see that basic brings in the most revenue as well, and then it's standard, and then it's premium. And that kind of aligns with our last, or not with our last, but with our donut chart. You can see that the basic plan, we have the most subscribers there, and then standard, and then premium. So our revenue aligns with that. Okay. So we have our different subscription types, and then we have our revenue. And I'm going to clean up this tooltip here. I'm just going to take out that end dot and click OK there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to duplicate this tab on our worksheet, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the tooltip and create a visualization within the tooltip, which is going to be really simple to do. A lot of times you have multiple ways or charts that you want to show, but it's just not enough room and space. So putting a visualization within a tooltip is a way to minimize the amount of charts that you have on your overall dashboard, but also show the data that you want seen. So let's go ahead and work on getting that done. Okay, all right, so we've duplicated our yearly revenue tab, and you can see that we have pretty much just an exact replica of what we had on our original tab, but we're going to alter this a little bit. The first tab is going to serve as our source, and the second tab is going to serve as our target. The second tab is going to be what we're going to put in our tooltip, so that when we hover over our source data, it will populate. You see here, it shows the tooltip is showing the subscription type premium and the yearly revenue amount. We want it to populate a visualization there. So we're going to alter the visualization that's in our target tab. So let me actually rename this as target, just so we have the correct labels, and this will be revenue. And then also, you guys, if you are working in Tableau, just a quick tip. I use this when I'm putting my worksheets kind of like on my dashboards. You can color code them so that you can like kind of keep track of what worksheets are related to what dashboards, but you can also use them like if you're currently working on this, like this is a work in progress, you can label them by just right clicking on the tab and then just color coding them. So I'm just going to color these green, just for demonstration purposes. All right, so we have our yearly revenue target. So let's go ahead and adjust this. So your target needs to be related to your original data source. So I do want to keep the subscription types in here so that when I hover over the subscription type, it is related to what's in my target data. So I'm going to keep the subscription type, but I'm going to kind of change these around a little bit. So I'm going to move my revenue into columns, and I'm going to move my subscription type down. And then to show a further breakout, I'm going to add in gender, and I'm going to put that on color, if this will work. Okay, so I have it on color, and then I'm going to add it to my rows as well. So we have this additional visualization, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my source worksheet. I'm going to click on tooltip, and here where there's an option to insert, you can go to sheets and insert that additional sheet. So I'm going to get my target tab or my target worksheet and insert that, and then I'm going to click OK. And after you do that, once you hover over it, you now see in the visualization, like in the tooltip, you now have a chart within a chart. So it's showing me the breakdown of my premium subscriptions. I can see by gender how much revenue I'm bringing in annually for premium customers, and then the same for your standard subscription types, and then for your basic subscription types. So that's that for that visualization. If you have any questions about it, please go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. But we're going to go ahead and move on to using maps. So if you want to analyze your data geographically, you can plot your data on a map within Tableau. It can help you to answer questions like in our data set, we may want to know which country has the most subscribers or which country has the highest revenue. Those types of things, and maps can help you to visualize that data. So when you first connect to your data source, Tableau automatically will try to interpret what that data is, like the data type. So we can see here when we connect it to Tableau in our first video, it interpreted country as like a geographical data set. And that's why you see we have the latitude, longitude already generated here. So all we have to do is put our country into detail, and it's going to generate a map for us. And then you can add or remove additional things from there in order to do your visualization. We're going to just do a very basic, simple map here. We're going to visualize our revenue by country. So all I'm going to do is take that annual revenue calculation that we did previously, and I'm going to put that on color. Color is very helpful in you being able to visually see very quickly, okay, these countries are the ones where we're generating our revenue from the most, or where we have the most revenue coming from. So I'm going to take the yearly revenue, I'm going to drop it on color, and you can see here, the darker the color, the higher the revenue is. So we can see we have the highest revenue in the United States, and then it looks like Spain is the second country where we have the highest revenue. So a very basic, simple map. If we had additional like geographical data, we could actually create a hierarchy and go and plot some additional data and see more insights. Like if we had the states or countries. Here, let me show you. If you click on the actual globe here, you can see geographic role. It has data like airports, area codes, city, state, zip code. So if we had those additional data points in our data set, those are things that we could analyze a little bit further. But since we only have the country, we're kind of limited there. But just to give you some idea of additional things that you could analyze if you have that in your data set. But that's going to be it for today's Tableau Tuesday. If you have any recommendations for a future Tableau Tuesday, or if you have any questions, please go ahead and leave that below in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.